The Philadelphia 76ers, the Philadelphia 70 free throws are 2-0 in the newly cemented Harden Embiid era, and I, for one, am as hype as you can be, clearly. I want to be clear, this is a small sample size of the last 2 games, and we have not played the NBA Elite yet, but damn, the Sixers are wildin'. You cannot guard these Bulls, yo. In this video, we will be analyzing the team's last 2 wins. I'll be giving my thoughts on the tandem of the Beard and Joe show, as well as asking the question if we do need any buyout market candidates at this point. So the first game was against the Minnesota Timberwolves on Friday, where we won 133-102, and this was the first game of the Harden Embiid era. You could tell Bulls were playing off of their game in the actual first half, especially Joel the Process Embiid. He was missing shots and doing a little bit too much, getting to Joe, but this is honestly understandable because he was trying to, get a feel for playing the game with a new distributor and just overall superstar on his team. Looking at Harden himself, he was a facilitator for the majority of the game, getting most of his points from free throws, and then in the end, around third quarter, he closes that joint out. It was a beautiful sight to see, yo. The amount of gravity warrants off of just his threats to score alone is just crazy. Man's had 2 4-point plays, bro. Ridiculous. Maxey chipped in with 28 points. Enough said. This man, he has shattered my expectations. I will say it once, I will say it twice, I will say it 3 times. Maxey proved me wrong, and not to the sense where I thought this Bull was actually trash or that. He would never get this good, but I didn't think this man would get this good, this great. We already knew. Look, Bulls have been clamoring and asking for a Kentucky guard product for years on this team, but this Bull is year 2 and already putting up this consistent amount of points. That is crazy. Maxey, he that boy. But the third scoring option on most nights will more than likely be a committee type joint between Maxey and Toby. If one isn't playing well, the other will actually have to step up. And if both are on along with Harden and Embiid, it's a wrap. This was the first time where we actually saw the Harden and Embiid pick and rolls, which everybody has been saying is going to be a deadly play. My thoughts, I still don't, I don't trust Embiid's legs, bro. I do not like him rolling to the hoop with reckless abandon. Now maybe this is just me being emotional and seeing him play the last 6 years. I'm scared of, knock on wood, any potential injuries that can occur, because we already know the Bull has leg and foot problems. I would much rather see pick and pops where Embiid sets the actual screen, rolls back, and just pop that shot. You can save the actual pick and rolls, the actual lobs, for the actual playoffs. But even with me not being a proponent of it, just seeing that joint in real time against NBA defenses, that joint is scary, yo. Looking at the win overall, I remember for months everyone was saying that the Wolves have the best statistical starting 5 in the league, setting their hats on that stat. And Bulls got clamped through team defense. That team who has a statistical best starting 5 in the league was put on clamps. No, the Wolves are not an elite NBA team just yet, but they are 7th in the West. They have come up the last few years. Let's not act like this win wasn't great. So a very good first game in the Harden Embiid era. The second game, which was yesterday, Sunday, was against the New York Knicks, where we won. The Sixers won 125-109. And let me tell you something, I love this game. It was a road win, a close, lockdown, defensively engaged road win that, tested the Sixers' mettle. So this team, the Sixers, led a majority of the game up until the middle of the fourth. It was killing Bulls. And of course, playing at the Garden, the Mecca of basketball, like my LB loves to tell me, New York was going to come back. But we got down in the fourth. Harden said, look, I got this joint. I'm Bull. And took that lead back. A beautiful way to spend my Sunday afternoon on my dolly. Other notes, I'm honestly done with Furkan, dog. He's drawing, bro. So at this point, I would give Isaiah Joe some minutes. That will give us some actual shooting. And plus, let the young Bull play. Come on, Glenn. In terms of Toby, not the best Toby game. He has been struggling the last 2 joints. But with that being said, he has been effective on the defensive end. And in my opinion through the actual eye test, the shots will start falling eventually. I feel like fans are getting too emotional right now. He's honestly just trying to adjust with his new role in the offense. If you look, Maxey has taken a lot of his touches, rightfully so. But I think the coaching staff is like trying to trying to establish that, you know, 1-2 guard scoring punch with Harden and Maxey, and then infiltrate or integrate rather Toby into his role. Yes, Toby has to take advantage of the opportunities that he is given, but with so much firepower in the starting five, the coaches do need to draw plays for him and put him in the right positions, as he is a rhythm player. Look for him to cut and drive more off ball to the basket to get easy points, to get him going, moving forward, kind of like what they're doing with Matisse right now. Matisse has become a lob threat, bro. Beautiful to see. The Sixers had so many free throws yesterday, and it's like, what the hell do y'all expect? You have two of the most crafty players in the league who can get and draw fouls, bro. The Philadelphia 70 free throws, like that is their actual new name. Bulls want to cry in the comment section of the internet saying, oh my God, the Sixers are playing so slow. Refs versus insert team. Like, bro, don't hack them. Simple as that. So my analysis of the trade so far, with that trade, we have gained back our facilitation and maybe even bumped it up a tad bit and almost doubled our offense. Now, obviously, the defense will not be as formidable with, you know, who not being back here, but it forced us to play, or it will force us to play a team style brand of basketball on that side of the ball, where it will work if everyone is committed to playing their defensive role. Think of the Phoenix defense, if you will. Besides, like, we still have a defensive specialist in Matisse and Embiid, one of the best two-way players of this game, guarding the rim. Like, we shall be fine. Like, if you peep, we have had 23 steals in the last 2 games, which is about 11, you know, steals per game, and the average steal count per game of an NBA team is 8. So we should be fine. The weaknesses so far that I have seen, one, the bench, obviously, but Coach Glenn is on record saying that he is going to have a dual combination of either Embiid, Harden, Toby, or Maxey out there at one time, at all times. So maybe we shouldn't be too concerned about that. Plus, like, you know, benches don't win championships. Your superstars do, man. But honestly, I still feel like we need a backup facilitator guard who can set up the actual offense for Shake, Furkan, if Furkan plays, and the rest of the bench. I'm seeing right now that, like, we kind of are a little bit too reliant on the Beard and Joe show, mainly Harden. Like, if they have bad games, the team is probably toast, but, like, is that really a weakness? Like, we got James Harden, bro. We got James Harden. I will live and die with James and Joel taking and missing shots. Like, no. We could use a little bit more wing depth. It will more so be putting us over the top than the actual need for real. And for the backup big, which I'm not that concerned about, as well as we have an actual mix of, you know, players. And it's not like those Bulls are actually going to get heavy minutes within the playoffs anyway, when the actual best player on the team, and dare I say world, is at their position. So even though it might, you know, kill us in one of these games coming up in the regular season. So, do we actually need, you know, somebody from the buyout market? I would say yes. I really want a guard, yo. It's interesting though, because the buyout market has been hella dry this year, and the deadline is tomorrow. So will Morey, you know, make a move? It has yet to be seen.
Thank you guys for having me on the show. And my name is Kimi J. Kimi J. Gibbs. Follow my YouTube channel. You know, all that stuff, show you worth some love. I am very excited about the Sixers. The buyout market is pretty interesting. Signing Willie Cauley-Stein, I believe that's his name, from the Kings, to play for the Kings. Now he signed with us for 10 days. I think that's a great fit. He can be like a mini Andre Drummond, but I hope he plays good, and I hope we sign him for the rest of the season. Paul Millsap being center for us, backup center, that's just terrible, because I'm watching the game now, and Paul Millsap is playing absolute garbage right now. So if we can get Willie Cauley-Stein to keep playing with us the rest of the season, that'd be great. I would say for the Sixers now, we got to find a way to get like a small forward. You know, we already got the 2 guard on locks. We got James Harden playing point. I guess I feel like most can play the 4. He not built for the center, but we need like a good 3rd guard, maybe like a veteran. I don't know, something like a veteran. I checked the markets. I'm not seeing the one everybody else already signed, so we can get somebody to play the 3. We should be good to go. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for having me again. Once again, my name is Kimi Jenkins, Kimi J for short. Follow my YouTube channel at Kimi Jenkins, and yeah, hope to speak about the Sixers on this channel again soon. Thank you, and have a good day. Let's go Philly.
People who I would, scope guard-wise would be Eric Bledsoe and Dennis Schroeder. They both play for the Blazers and Rockets, respectively. Unfortunately, they're not facilitating guards, but it's the fact that, like, they're vets would be a good joint. Like, I wish Rondo was available, dog. Rondo would be a perfect fit in that second unit. If we are looking at the wing depth, I would want somebody like Gary Harris, who, is a 3 and D-ball. He plays for the Magic. And if we need another center, Derek Favors of OKC just to back up Joel Embiid, and he's a competent big. But yeah, scary minutes. The league done effed up, yo.